in their cars and things like that, trying to check some neighborhoods, whatever we can get to. So, haven't seen a whole lot of police fire presence. I don't think they're allowed to come out yet, but it's a little bit nasty out here. Careful.
Being a volunteer firefighter for over 15 years and then being involved in law enforcement for several years, I learned that organizations in public safety can be overwhelmed by severe weather events. You really need thousands of personnel for the complete response, and local agencies just can't handle that. So I took my background from loving weather and loving volunteering for public safety, and I put them together. My name is Russell Bradshaw, the Executive Director and the founder of StormPoint Emergency Response. The StormPoint name comes from being involved in before, during, and after the storm. So we want to be involved with education before the storm and help organizations get ready for the bad weather. And then we want to respond during the storm with active search and rescue. And we want to help afterwards with mapping and extra disaster relief. Public safety was an early interest of mine. When I was a young child, I had a lot of positive interactions with public safety who was professional when they showed up. And I knew that when I got older, I wanted to be on the other side of that and provide that experience to someone else.
Over the past year, we've had over 300 calls from missing persons to flooding events, weather-related events. Anytime a disaster strikes, if it be a local disaster or a state or a even bigger disaster, StormPoint's going to respond to those type of incidents or weather events. And they play a huge role in, if it be damage assessments or ongoing searches and rescues. StormPoint is always very helpful, and we're always happy to collaborate with them when we have an incident.
StormPoint's responded to 9 states for natural disasters and hurricanes over the years. Thousands of public safety calls from law enforcement to fire to search and rescue to hazardous materials. We've had 6 live finds with our drones, and we've been involved with dozens of successful calls with other agencies with drones in the air.
Public safety is an ever-evolving field, always demanding more, always demanding different tactics. So when you have a large-scale incident such as a hurricane, some agencies a lot of times don't have the funding or the resources to be able to throw at such a tasking. DEI has made it possible for us to make a massive impact on the quickness of getting to those patients. That's the most important factor, is that aspect of time.
A lot of the features of the drone, like the IP rating and the laser rangefinders and things, are critical components to our response. Thermal imaging cameras, especially during the wintertime when we have small children or Alzheimer's patients who like to go missing. We had one search and rescue incident that happened during a thunderstorm with an autistic minor. Ran off in the woods at 1 o'clock in the morning during a thunderstorm. Because our aircraft are IP rated, we were able to deploy a drone with a thermal imaging camera and locate him in 13 minutes. Getting the data to the right people at the end of the day is what's the most important. For instance, in a recent situation in a flooding event, the terrain changed greatly. Whether it becomes to mapping or live streaming, we can take the perspective that the drone has and convey that perspective to the incident commander who can make better decisions. We can plan a mission on the ground directly on the Mavic 3 Enterprise remote, launch the drone, capture the imagery, land the drone, post-process the imagery, and get it to the incident commander within an hour of the flight. During our response to Washington County for Hurricane Helene, we were able to map over 3,700 acres using a Mavic 3 Enterprise. We've also cleared over 67 targets that were identified by AI object detection that were in those maps.
You don't get to pick when the emergencies happen. You don't get to pick when you're going to have a bad day or a good day. I can't tell you how many meals I've missed sitting in a restaurant. The alarms go off and people having the worst day of their lives. Some days I won't get any that require a drone, other days 5, 6, 7 calls a day. It goes from 0 to 100 really quick.
As these technologies become more affordable and more available, a lot of people are having their eyes open to just what they're capable of. They're not just drones, they're things that can help in ways that people didn't realize that were possible.
The StormPoint has a lot of long-term goals as far as things that we want to accomplish and the things that we want to do to better help the public. Anything we could do to increase our capabilities that the average public safety agency wouldn't have.
We're ready and able to assist those agencies that need some assistance in these larger scale things. We just need people to spread that word and make people aware of what we're capable of and that we're here to help in whatever way that we can.
That's a hard feeling to put into words, why you would keep doing things like this for free, doing it as a volunteer. I like being there, being able to help, make the day better if I can. That's how my whole team feels about it. You put hundreds of hours into training and equipment and just being ready for that bad day for somebody. And, you know, you find that little 6-year-old kid in the middle of the night with a drone and it makes all of it worth it instantly.